So I just finished reading House of Hollow and I give it a 4-star. It was a good story. It was our book of the month pick and I finished it early. I'll give a full review at the end of the month like normal, and if you're in the book club you'll see me do, every week by chapter my thoughts. But I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I love the sisters' relationship in it. It was a little on the creepy, so there was some creep moments, but not enough really for me to even do a ghost, and there really wasn't any blood. There's mention of some stuff that's, supposed to be graphic, but it was described so matter-of-factly that it didn't give me any knife feels either. So no ghosties or blood or knives, but a really good story. It did still feel kind of Halloween-y and a perfect way to start the week. So we just finished watching Dark Harvest, which is a movie based off of the book by Norman Partridge. I read the book last year. I really enjoyed it. They did deviate quite a bit towards the end from the book. I don't think in a good way. I think they should have stuck with the book itself, especially with what they did at the very end. They could have done that a lot better by just sticking with how it was written initially, but regardless, I'm glad that we saw it. I'm not mad at it. It was worth the rental, and it was nice to get to see that book on screen and to get to share that with my family. And I would say 1 ghosty, because there was a couple jump moments, and probably 3 knives, because there is quite a bit of gore and blood in this, and even a hilarious geyser of blood that happens. So yeah, overall, I enjoyed it and we had a good time with it, and it wasn't too terribly scary. This is a great way to start off the 3rd week. What did you think of the book, Stevie? What did you think of it? Got nothing to say. What did you think of the book? Did you like the book? No? I finished Hooky. Obviously written in kind of a comic. It's based off of a webtoon, so it's got comic, little squares. It was cute. I didn't think it was anything earth-shattering. It follows the twins that miss their bus, and so they go on this wild adventure that involves a princess and a prince and dragons and witches and mentors and cruel aunts and just like all kinds of crazy things. It was a long story. It is definitely middle schooly, but it was cute, and it had, of course, the magic and stuff. So no ghosty, and it wasn't scary at all, and no bloody, so no knives. So yeah, it's a really easy way to break into this week, and I really appreciate it, because sometimes the movies are really, really scary. But anyway, that's all I've got for now. So we just finished watching There's Something Wrong with the Children, and y'all, there's something wrong with those children. Oh my gosh. It's pretty slow, so prepare yourself for that. It's very slow paced, and you start off not knowing, is it really something or is it psychological? But real quickly you figure out which way it goes, and I'm not going to ruin that, but oh my gosh, what is happening? It did drag on. So once again, I don't know what it is about the movies nowadays. They just go about 20 to 30 minutes too long. And so it was better before those 20 to 30 minutes happened. So by the end, it went down in our estimation, but what are you going to do? You can hear the cats. But anyway, so I would say probably 2 ghosties, because there were a few jumps, and at least 3 knives, because it was fairly bloody. So anyway, I'm going to keep an eye on Katie tonight, and hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow. So I just finished reading The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy, and it was so cute. It was for Liv's book club, and I'm so glad it was the pick. It was really, really cute. It did have some supernatural, magical kind of elements to it, but it was a real sweet, honestly, rom-com kind of story with just a little bit of ghosties and things, but it wasn't scary at all or bloody, but it was really cute. And so if you're looking for a romance that has a little bit of ghosts in it and undertaking and things like that, it's the way to go. So anyway, I give it about a 3-star. So does Whiskey. And I'll let you know what I think of the movie tonight. So Talia wanted to be in the film, apparently. Just finished watching The Pale Blue Eye, and it was interesting. It's got Christian Bale in it, and I can't think of her name. Scully from X-Files. It was weird. It had Edgar Allan Poe character, like a West Point kind of areas where it's held at, and there's these murders going on, and they're trying to figure out what's happening. There's a little bit of like a satanic ritual kind of thing added in there, so it was different. It was definitely different. I would say maybe 1 ghost and 2 knives, because there is a bit of blood and stuff going on, but I don't know. It was just weird, wasn't it, Talia? It was weird, wasn't it, baby? It was weird. So I just finished reading The Burning Girls, and it was odd. I will say that. I'll give it probably 1 ghosty. For spook factor, no real bloody knives, but there is some violence. There's a couple of twists that I didn't see coming, which is always nice, and the ending was definitely a what kind of ending and twist, so you can look forward to that. I'd give it about a 3-star overall, but I loved the sarcasm and the humor that was going along with the Reverend the whole time, and a lot of what she said were really good tidbits for life. So anyway, that's all I got for now. Now I gotta watch my kids skate. We just finished watching No Exit. That's what Stevie thought of it. No, it was good. The previews kind of show a girl who's driving and a snowstorm hits, and so she goes to this like visitor center, and there's strangers there, and she's there to kind of wait out the storm. And then when she's outside trying to get bars on her cell phone to make a call, she sees a person put their hand against the back of a van window, like, help me, I've been, kidnapped. And so it's all about that. Well, it starts off and you think, okay, who does this van belong to, right? Like, and so it's suspenseful with that. But actually pretty early on, you find out who it actually belongs to. And so there's about halfway through the movie, I'd say, there's scenes where she's running through the woods. This doesn't give anything away. And you're kind of thinking, or at least we were kind of thinking at the time, man, like, we already know everything that's going to happen. This is just kind of dragging on. It's a shame. But I say hang in there, because it does pick up again. There's one more reveal. And when you get to the very end, it was kind of sweet. And so it kind of redeemed itself for us, and we ended up really liking it. No ghosties. While it is tense in places, it's not enough of jump scares to really, deserve a ghostie, in my opinion. But definitely 3 knives. It was a bit bloody and a bit, oh my gosh, I can't look. That's gotta hurt. But it was good, and we enjoyed it. So yeah, this week's been really good so far. I just finished reading Chimera. This is by Mira Grant, book 3 of the Parasitology series. It was so good. Definitely some thrilling moments, of course, and you get some resolutions on things that you've been wondering about since book 1 and book 2, or at least that I have been. And the ending it made sense, and it wasn't a perfect bow, but it worked for the book, and it made me happy. And so I really did enjoy it. I enjoyed the ride. It is the thickest of them, almost 500 pages, so keep that in mind before you pick it up, but I highly recommend it. I love this series. The more I read of Mira Grant, the more I love her. I would give it probably 1 ghosty just for a little bit of jumping that happened, and no knives. There really wasn't any bloody stuff going on. So yeah, I think it's fabulous. This week has been really good to me. So we just finished watching Eli on Netflix, and it was not what we thought it was going to be. It was really good. It was really, really good. I would say 2 to 3 ghosties. It had a lot of jump scares, a lot of what's going on moments. Quite a bit of blood, especially towards the end. So I'd say 2 knives. But overall, it was really good. It's worth watching. Just stick around for the full ride because, oh my gosh, just when you think you have a handle on what's going on, you don't, I promise you. But let me know down below if you've seen this yet, or when you do see it, let me know what you thought of it because I am interested and I want to share opinions with others. So I just finished reading Delicates, and it was so cute. Oh my gosh, just as good as Sheets was. I like having these kind of palate cleansers through the week because it gets pretty scary between the movies and the books. So if you liked Sheets, you'll like Delicates. If you didn't like Sheets, you probably won't like Delicates. So just depends on if you like the art style and the kind of storytelling and the way they do it. But yeah, I really like it. I'm going to give it 3 stars. I'm going to give it 1 little ghosty because it has to do with ghosts, but it's not spooky at all. And no real blood, so no knives. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. So we just finished watching The Black Phone, and oh my gosh, you guys, it is worth watching for sure. There were some twists and stuff that I didn't expect. There was a bit of it that was really sweet and was really kind of cool. And oh my gosh, as far as scares and ghosties, I would say probably 2 ghosties. Not just tense moments, but there is a couple of boom kind of things, and definitely some haunting kind of vibes. And I would say probably 2 knives for blood. It's not horribly gory, but there is some violence and some bloody parts, I'll say. But overall, oh my gosh, yes, we watched this as a family. It was so good, you guys. It was so good. This has just been the best week for me for like my tolerance level of scary. So we'll see how it continues for me. So I just finished reading Newsflesh, the Newsflesh series, Book 1, Feed by Mira Grant. This is The Rising, which has all 3 of them in it. But I just finished the first one of Feed, and it was really good, you guys. I give it a 3 star. I think this is one of her first series, and so her writing's not quite as well developed as it is for the Parasitology trilogy, and especially more recently that I read Into the Drowning Deep. This feels a little bit newer, or not newer, but like when she'd first started out, which I think it is. But still just as good. It feels very similar to the Parasitology trilogy. Has the same kind of little journal entries before chapters, the same kind of main female protagonist and sarcasm and humor in there. And it was really good. I really enjoyed it. No real jump up scary moments for ghosties, no real knives. So it just wasn't that kind of book. It's almost more of a what happens in the real world if this zombie breakout happens and you're on the news crew. How do you cover the news? How do you cover politics? What does, the political campaign and thing look like in that kind of world? So but it was very interesting. I really liked it, and I love the relationship between the brother and the sister. That was my favorite part throughout the whole book. So yeah, I'm glad I read it. So we just finished watching The Invisible Man, and I like the lead actress. She was in The Handmaid's Tale and in Mad Men. She's a great actress. And I'd give it 1 ghost for jump scares that happen, 3 knives because it's got quite a bit of blood. and violence, but I love the premise of the story of like domestic abuse and a woman trying to get away from that and the support of her sister and love of friends. I loved all of that, and we liked the story up until some of the stuff that you just have to pretend like none of the rules apply of physics. So like if an arm that you can't see because it's invisible goes inside a spray of water, it's not going to dispel the water. If you say dump a bucket of paint on something invisible, it'll show up for a second, but then they can quickly run to a sink and in less than 30 seconds wash it all off. And so you can't see them again. They're also apparently inhumanely strong. So just things like that I'm just like, you're taking me out of the story by trying to say it's real world and not supernatural. But then you do things like this that are definitely not real world. So it kept taking us out of the movie. So that wasn't great. But it was okay. As long as you go into it knowing that you need to completely pretend like you don't understand how the real world works or gravity or the laws of physics, you'll be all right and you'll like it. Overall, it's been a pretty good week. There's been several good movies and several good books. And I would say my spook meter is probably a 6, along with seeing things out of the corner of my eye still. Now sounds. Now sometimes there'll be a little bit of bumping or whatever that the cats normally do because there's 3 and they go crazy all through the house, and having a kitten especially gets into mischief. Before I would just, there's whiskey, for example. Normally I would just kind of tune it out, and now it's like every little thing is making me jumpy. Thankfully, there's only one more week left. Hopefully I make it.